G'day and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I want to show you a really cool technique that can help improve your knee pain and also knee function in a very short amount of time. And this technique uses a piece of equipment called Voodoo Floss. Now, Voodoo Floss is something that's relatively obscure. A lot of people probably still don't know about this, even though it's been hanging around for maybe the last 10 to potentially 15 years. And it's easily one of the best techniques that I've seen to quickly get pain and swelling under control, but also improve knee function as a whole. So if you don't have knee pain and you just want to try this to see how it makes your knee feel, please do. So the Voodoo Floss band essentially is a very thick rubber band, a thick elastic band, very similar in a sense to just the TheraBand that we tend to use clinically. So if you don't have an official Voodoo Floss band, and I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to see what they look like or want to pick one up. Obviously, this isn't as strong as a Voodoo Floss band is, but it still works really well, and it's something that I recommend to my patients all the time. So the idea with Voodoo Floss, and because Voodoo Floss isn't very well researched at the moment, a lot of the benefits and the theories behind what it does tends to be more anecdotal. But the results generally speak for themselves, which is also really important when you're trying to solve someone's dysfunction and improve the efficiency of your rehab. What I want to get you to do first, please stand up and do something that generates your knee pain, or at the very least gives you a sense of how your knee feels. So for a lot of people, that is going to be a squat of some sort. For anyone else who just wants to test this out for yourself, just drop down into the deepest squat you feel comfortable, do a few of those. Take note of not only obviously how your knee feels in terms of pain and soreness, but also how that knee feels in terms of tightness, restriction, how smooth it feels, maybe how deep you feel you can go. And then what we want to do basically is we want to wrap up the tissue at a respectful tightness, and we're going to use this compression and movement to shear free some of the tissue, to flush out some of that tissue as well, decongest that tissue, and normalize the function of that area. So as I said, if we're going to do the knee, we want to start just below the knee. And the way that we generally recommend this is you sort of want about a half tension, so not full tension, but just half tension. And we want to basically wrap up half of the band each time around. Now, again, depending on what you're dealing with, you can wrap it around the kneecap. You don't have to go over the top of the kneecap. But for me, I don't have any knee pain at all, so I'll just go over the top. Again, everything needs to be based on how you feel. If you're not sure about this, then don't do it. Please ask someone about whether this is appropriate for you. It's generally very safe if you use common sense, listen to your body, don't do anything crazy with it. Because we're wrapping you up, if you do feel that maybe you're getting some tingling or you're losing a lot of blood flow in the area, it's something that we need to consider. Again, you should still have some of that capillary refill below the band. If you're wrapping up your ankle, your toes shouldn't go completely white. There should still be blood flow getting to that. Obviously, use common sense when doing this. But again, we're going to wrap that up relatively tightly, just so it sort of compresses that quite well. And then as I said, what we want to do here is we want to use movement for the next 2 or 3 minutes to gently sort of shear free any restrictions, or try and get some of that tissue to move and decongest a lot more. So what I always recommend is you want to take yourself through whatever pain-free range of motion that you have. So for me, because I don't have pain, I just want to go through all my different ranges. I want to extend my knee as far back as I feel comfortable. And again, depending how you wrap this up, the kneecap might feel a little bit weird when you do this, but again, it's generally very safe for everyone to do. We're going to close the knee down as far as you feel comfortable. We're going to try and walk around a little bit if we can. So again, doing this for the next 2 or 3 minutes. We're going to work through that comfortable, pain-free range of motion. You can try a few lunges again, just to get the movement into that knee joint as best as you feel comfortable. When you're at these deeper ranges as well, you'll also get some gapping at the knee joint, which can also be helpful for those who get some arthritic knee pain. Again, whichever position you feel you need to do. And also because the calf muscle comes up at the back of the knee, I also find it quite helpful to really stretch out the calf or the knee in this position as well. So again, we're just covering all bases. We're taking some time here, being very respectful. I can feel this. I don't know if you can see this on the video, but my right foot has gone a little bit whiter. It's okay. It seems very safe. Again, I've got some blood flow in there. It's not a big deal, but again, if it feels uncomfortable, take it off. We only want to do this for about 2 minutes. And again, please take note of how it felt to do this beforehand, how your squats felt, how your lunges felt, going up and down stairs, whatever it feels like to you. But again, as soon as we start to take the pressure off this, all the blood flow rushes back in. And then what you should hopefully find is that in almost no time at all, it should automatically feel nicer than it was before. So you're probably going to have to take my word for this either way. But for me personally, it genuinely feels looser, doesn't feel as congested. Again, some congestion doesn't necessarily mean that I have some dysfunction. I don't have a knee issue like I said, but I went for a run earlier this morning and you might find that there's a little bit of congestion left in my tissues. It automatically feels looser than the other side does. But once you've done it, you should notice a genuine improvement straight away. So let me know in the comments down below how that went for you. I'd be very interested to know whether it took away some of that discomfort straight away, whether it made you feel like your knee was looser than it was before, which it genuinely should do. So if you're looking for a way or looking for a novel way to improve the function of that knee, hopefully get that knee pain down, recover quickly after surgery, improve congestion, maybe recovery after exercise, give Voodoo Floss a go, or at the very least, it doesn't matter which one you use. All we want to make sure that you feel is a result after doing it. So if you genuinely found that helpful, please consider leaving a like rating on the video. Let me know in the comments down below, obviously. But subscribe to the channel if you're new and you enjoy this type of content and want to improve the health and function of your body. But ultimately, hopefully you'll be pleasantly surprised at the effects of what Voodoo Floss can do for you. And with that being said, I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.